So on this one, we're going to talk about a couple more definitions for angles. So we have supplementary and complementary angles, and we're going to find angles that are supplementary or complementary. So first we need to know, what does that mean? So complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. So if they're complements of each other, it means that the two add up. So I can see over here, I have a 90-degree angle, so I have my nice corner, and then inside I have 52 and 38. Well, if I add 52 and 38 together, I will get 90. So these are complementary angles. So supplementary angles, that just means that they add up to 180 degrees. So I have a flat line. Flat lines are always 180 degrees. And if I add the two angles together that create those, then they are called supplementary. So 52 plus 128 is 180 degrees. So those are just the basic definitions there. So now what Alex is going to ask you, it's going to give you two sentences here, and it'll say, an angle measures 82 degrees. What is the measure of its supplement? Well, if it equals 108 or 82 degrees, and remember supplementary angles add up to 180, x, whatever the angle is, I'm just using x as a placeholder, plus 82 equals 180. So I'm going to subtract 82 from 180 because that'll tell me what's left over for x. So 180 minus 82 is 98 degrees. So its supplement is 98 degrees. And an angle measure of 26 degrees, what is the measure of its complement? So again, complements add up to 90. So x, I just decided it was x again, plus 26. It's not the same x as up here. I'm just using x as my variable. It's my kind of question. What's the complement? Plus 26 degrees equals 90. So now I'm going to subtract 26 from both sides because I want to know what's left over of the 90. So 90 minus 26 is 64 degrees. So that's its complement. All right, so now we're going to find the complement or supplement of an angle given a figure. So it's a little blurry. I should have made this a little smaller. So in the figure below, the measure of angle 1 is 36 degrees. So I have it labeled here. And they want us to find the measure of angle 2. Okay, well, remember, if I know the whole angle here, which is 90, that's what that little square means in the corner. It's a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to have the whole thing as 90, and I'm going to subtract 36, because if I subtract 36, that'll tell me what's left over for angle 2. So it's 54 degrees. And we have one more here. Now that we're going to get into a little bit more algebraic looking statements. So in figure below, angle 1 is equal to x plus 42, and angle 2 is equal to 2x. So I put them here, and it wants us to find the angle measures. So it actually wants us to find the measure of angle 1 and the measure of angle 2. Okay? But first I need to know what x equals in order to do this. And remember, we do have a 90-degree angle here, so the whole thing is 90. And I can add these two together to equal the 90 degrees. So x plus 42 is equal to 2x, or plus 2x is equal to 90. And you can see I've underlined a few pieces here. These are like terms. The parentheses around the x plus 42 don't really mean anything. I'm just showing you that it was that whole angle 1. I'm grouping it, but really they don't mean anything. It's all addition. So we can go x plus 2x, and we get 3x, and then the 42 just comes down. So does the 90. Okay. So now what I'm going to try to do is get x by itself, now that I've simplified just a little by adding those like terms. So I'm going to subtract 42 from both sides. 42 minus 42 cancels. The 3x will drop down, and 90 minus 42 is 48. And now I want to get x all by itself by undoing this multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, which means I'll just have 1x, or just x. And 48 divided by 3 is 16. I'm not quite done yet, because I do need to make sure. They didn't ask me what is x equal. It says find the angles. So now I need to go back and find angle 1. So if I know x is 16, I'm going to plug 16 in. 16 plus 42 is 58. And then angle 2 was 2x, so I'm going to plug in x with 16. So 2 times 16 is 32. So be careful. Make sure you're paying attention to what is the question being asked. Okay, don't just stop and go, well, I got what, x equals, and I'm done. They didn't ask me what x equals. They said find the angle measures. I just needed to know x in order to answer the question that they actually wanted me to answer. All right, so that was supplementary and complementary angles. I hope that helps, and I will see you in the next video.